My NYSC experience is what I term sweet and bitter experience. Guys, a quick disclaimer please. I am not in any way sharing this experience in order for me to drag NYSC. No, I am not. The only reason I am sharing this experience here is for the sake of my PCM, potential core members, so they can know what to do, how to plan ahead, and how their journey might be. See, my journey, my experience might not be your own experience. Your experience might be better than mine, but it is imperative you watch this video so you know how to plan ahead, what to expect. It might not turn out the way it did for me, so do not be scared. So guys, this was how it all started. I graduated from school in the month of December 2020. So in the month of May-June, I mobilized for NYSC May-June 2021. So as I mobilized, my call-up letter was out on the 5th of July 2021, and it was out around 4 a.m. See, when I picked up my PC and I was like, let me check my call-up letter because I was anxious. So when I saw my call-up letter, guys, I was posted to Sokoto. I was posted to Sokoto. So immediately I saw my call-up letter, like, I was so discouraged. At some point, I didn't want to answer the clarion call. I was just like, can I procrastinate? Later on, I go. But something in me told me that I should go ahead. So I shared the good news with my siblings. And my siblings were like, wow, what are we going to do at this point? Sokoto is actually very far. So at that point, we have a group chat, like, my classmates, we have a group chat. So I went on the group chat and I was asking questions. I was like, is there anybody on the platform that has been sent to Sokoto? Then I realized that two of my classmates were sent to Sokoto as well. So we had our plans and all of that. Then when I shared with my siblings, they were now like, for the sake of my security, I cannot go by road, because from Akwa Ibom, I was leaving from Akwa Ibom, because from Akwa Ibom to Sokoto would take like 2 days. It will be a 2-day journey. So my siblings were now like, no, I cannot afford to embark on such journey, considering the level of insecurity as at then in the country. So what I now did was this. That was on the 5th. On the 6th, my siblings were like, okay, I need to go look for flight. So I quickly went to town. I went and booked flight. So initially, my siblings tried booking flights for me. They tried booking a direct flight from Akwa Ibom to Sokoto. But unfortunately for me, there was no direct flight from Akwa Ibom, Ibom A to Sokoto. So at that point, I was not advised that I should book from Uyo down to Abuja. Then from Abuja, I can now book to Sokoto. It will be easier that way. So I rushed to Ibom A. I booked the flight at their office. So after booking the flight, remember I was to report on the 7th. So I booked the flight on the 6th. I booked my flight on the 6th. So when I booked the flight on the 6th, I went to Abuja. I didn't have a direct flight. What I did was this. I tried booking a connecting flight, but as at then, there was no flight going to Sokoto. So what I did was this. There is this school mother of mine during my secondary school there. She was my school mom. So I knew she was in Abuja. What I did was that I took a flight to Abuja. Then from Abuja, I slept over in a place at Abuja. So the following morning, I went to the airport. I booked a flight going to Sokoto. So I booked the flight. Unfortunately for me, it was just maxed air. Maxed air. This is not me calling you guys. I am just sharing my experience. So it was maxed air that I booked. I booked maxed air. My flight was slated for 10 a.m. My flight was slated for 10 a.m. So I went to the airport as early as 8:30 a.m. I was already at the airport. So I stayed there. I checked in and all of that. So I stayed at the airport 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It was when it was 4 o'clock. That was when I got up. Airport was full. Like, there was no flight on ground. At that point, I began to wonder. I was now asking myself, did I sleep off? What happened? Did my flight move? At least I had checked in. If actually my flight moved, at least there should have been a boarding announcement. You understand? At least someone who has checked in. If my flight actually boarded, won't you guys mention my name? I've been to the airport countless times. At least if someone checks in, you say that the person is missing in the flight, at least you guys will call that person's name repeatedly, at least 3 times. But I didn't hear my name. So at that point I wasn't like, okay, let me ask some persons if they are actually going my way. So I got up, I was moving from seat to seat. When I saw young persons, youth, I was asking them, please, are you a potential core member? Are you a potential core member? Fortunately for me, I saw some potential core members there and they were going my way. So at that point, I had to bring out my ticket. When I brought out my ticket, I needed to confirm if they were using same flights with me. So when I confirmed it was same flight, that was when I got relaxed. So at that point I was not like, okay, let me sit close to them so that when our flights come we can go together. So in the process of me sitting with them, I didn't even know that these 2 girls I met, they had already met with a guy. They met with a guy who is also going to the same camp I'm going to, Wamako. You understand? Who was also going to Wamako camp. So when the guy was just moving around the airport, when he finally came to say hello to them, that was when they introduced me to this guy. His name is Uche. So they introduced me to Uche, and Uche is from Delta State. Guys, that was my angel. I didn't know that meeting Uche was going to change everything around for me. Now let me tell you guys something. We will get there. So as we were there, we were just sitting down there. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, our flight, there was no flight on ground. 7 o'clock, there was no flight on ground. 9 o'clock, that was when we were called to come and get snacks. That was when we were called to come and get snacks. After getting snacks, we were asked to go and sit back. So I turned to those girls. I was not like, have they called our flight? The girls were like, they've not. Oh, I need to go and confirm from the officials. So I walked down to Max A's officials. I was like, is our flight ready? One of the officials were like, when your flight is ready, you'll be called upon. We went back and sat down. Myself and those 2 ladies, we went back and sat down. As we sat down now, we were just sitting down there waiting. As I'm talking to you, that was 9 p.m. My flight that was scheduled for 10 a.m. Max Air did not send me a message telling me that the time of my flight has been adjusted. No message, no email, no call, nothing, no information from them. I was just there stranded. I was there thinking, what happened? What happened? Max A, you can come out and debunk this because I have my evidence, I have my proof. But this is not me calling you guys out. I am just sharing my experience. So after that, those 3 girls were just sitting down there. That was when Uche came back. I was like, are you guys not going again? We were like, but I just confirmed from this official. The official said that when our flight is ready, we'll be called upon. So when we got to the flight, people were already seated. We got there. It happened that it was just our 3 seats that were left. So when we got there, the flight left. We landed Sokoto around 10 p.m. So before our luggages could come out and all of that, it was already past 10. It was already past 10 to 11. So at that point, this Uche suggested that we should sleep over. We should lodge in a hotel. So at that point, I was like, okay, I have course-mates. Remember that I told you guys that 2 of my course-mates we also going to Wamako camp in Sokoto. So 2 of my course-mates, I was like, they used road and they've gotten there before us. Let me call them to confirm if they can still let us into the camp. So I brought out my phone, I called them. They were like, they will close camp by 12 a.m. So I was then like, okay, being that we are at the airport already, they were airport taxis. I was not like, let us contribute money, take the taxi directly to camp. So it was already late. Our luggages came out. When we got outside, we saw a taxi man. We took the taxi directly to camp. When we got to camp, it was around to 11. So the officials there were like, what happened? We narrated everything to them. We were like, our flight got delayed and all of that. So they were like, okay, they just checked us. So when they checked us, they were like, the second stage of the documentation will be done the following morning. So at that stage they just gave us mattress, showed us to our hostel. We went to the hostel, we showered. It was the following morning that we continued with the other documentation. Now guys, after the whole documentation, life proper started. So after 1 week was our swearing in. We had our swearing in, and fortunately for me, I joined the COVID-19 team. I joined the COVID-19 team. So I was always going around checking people's temperature and all of that. Guys, it was actually a very sweet experience. So I took part in the parade, I took part in OBAs, I took part in so many activities that actually happened in the camp. Camp experience was actually very interesting. I got to meet new friends. I made friends from the 36 states and FCT. I made so many friends that once it is time for us to go and eat, they will just call me, hello, babe, let's go and eat now. We go to mommy, we go and eat and all of that. It was actually fun. It was fun. Then I had the privilege of eating is it kilo, I don't really know, I can't recall. Please, if you are not tuna, you can let me know if it is kilo or whatever it is in the comments. We ate there is this stuff, it's just like meat, like they dry it, we eat it too. I've forgotten the name as well. It's always very dried. We eat it too. So once we get there, we tell the sellers to cut it for us for 100 naira, 200 naira. They just cut it for us. It was always very, very delicious. So let me fast forward the whole process. When we had just few days for us to leave camp, so that was when it was announced that, okay, if you want to relocate, you're relocating based on the fact that you're married, you're relocating based on health issues and all of that, you can come forward. Guys, I didn't even tell you these aspects. More, Nigeria sleeps at 6 p.m. Nigeria wakes up at 6 p.m. So this was what happened before I talk about the whole relocation stuff. So once it is 6 p.m., Nigeria will sleep and they will ring the bell. Bam, 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 bam. So at that point, core members now, us, we misinterpreted the stuff. We always like, I want you, make you not come Sokoto. So yeah, we learned the NYSC anthem. Youth obey the clarion call. Let us lift our nation high, under the sun or in the rain, with dedication and selflessness. Nigeria is us, Nigeria we stand. Like, when I was always in camp, anytime we sing the NYSC anthem, I was always very, very emotional. I'm a very emotional person. Like, that's because I think I was always emotional because I read so much meaning into the wordings of the NYSC anthem. Like, I held it so dear to my heart. You understand? So I'll see myself getting, each time we sing the NYSC anthem, I'll just see myself getting so emotional. So emotional. So guys, let me now tell you, okay, in the camp we used to have so many flies. Like very early in the morning, once it is 5 a.m, they'll ring the bell. We need to go and shower. So once we go and shower, after that we have to go for morning devotion. After the morning devotion, guys, I was in Plateau 7. So I was in Plateau 7. Then it was so unfortunate that during the competitions, my platoon never won anything. We did not win anything. We did not win march past. We did not win dance. We did not win anything. Like my platoon, we were just there. You understand? So, but I was still proud. Of my platoon. Platoon 7, yeah. So guys, did I mention that myself and Uche, we met again in camp? So there is this day I was very, very hungry. So I think the food they cooked that day was, is it tuwo shinkafa? I don't know if I got the pronunciation well, but something like that. That was the meal we had for that day. But I've not eaten it before, and I tested it. I didn't really like it, so I can't really recall what happened, but I know that I couldn't go to get food at the Mami market. So it was getting so dark. When it got so dark, I was not like, how do I go and buy food? How do I go and buy food? At that point, they had already chased us out of the hostel for us to go and join the parade. So at this point, Uche came through for me. Uche came through for me. So when Uche came through for me, Uche was not like, babe, what's happening? I said, guy, I am hungry. So Uche was not like, I shouldn't worry, he'll go to Mami and get me food. So at that point, I was like, the soldiers are already telling us to go to the field. The soldiers are already telling us to go to the field. So how will you get food for me? He was like, I shouldn't even worry. He's gonna talk to the soldiers and he will get food for me. So that was how Uche went to Mami market, went and got food for me. Like, I got so emotional. I was like, Uche, you did this for me. What if you were beaten? What if you were flogged? It was like, anything for you. Let me even tell you guys something. You know that myself and the other two girls, we left airport that night. We left airport that night to camp. So this was what happened. Uche actually lodged. Uche said he was not going to stress himself. So Uche lodged. So when Uche lodged now, Uche came to camp the following morning. So when Uche came to camp, myself and other persons, we had already formed a queue, very long queue, so that we could continue the registration process. When Uche came now, so because I didn't change the clothes I wore, the top I wore that night is what I was still wearing that morning. Is what I was still wearing that morning. So when Uche came, Uche was not like, babe, I was here now. I was at your back. Because Uche saved me. Because imagine if Uche never came. Imagine if Uche never came to tell us that they had boarded. It means that I would have missed my flight. Who knows? Maybe Max A wouldn't have even done final boarding announcement. This is another thing. Max A, please, if you can see this video, you guys should sit up. You guys should sit up. There was no boarding announcement. There was no final boarding call. Nothing. At least you guys should have called our names. You understand? So that was just on the lighter note. So when Uche came, Uche was like, babe, I was at your back. I said yes. The guy at my back wasn't like, but nobody was here. I said, when I came with him. So Uche was so excited. That was how Uche bypassed the long queue and stood at my back. So after that, we're done with the registration. Guys, let me just fast forward to our swearing in. I took pictures. These are some of the pictures I took. So everything was just going on fine. Every Sunday we were always eating bread. We were always given bread and tea and egg in the morning. Then in the evening we'll be given jollof rice, delicious jollof rice. My thanks goes to Sokoto. Like, Sokoto team, you guys are the best, seriously. So let's fast forward to relocation. So it got to a few days to us leaving camp. We were told that okay, those that wants to relocate should come forward and all of that. Guys, let me even tell you something. It got to a stage I was always very active. I was very active in camp. So because of that, I was noticed, and that was how I was made head of COVID-19 for core members. So because I was made head of COVID-19 for core members, I was always sitting with the NYSC officials. So whenever they are doing anything, I'll just go and sit down there with them. You understand? So at some point my boss wasn't like, some of those officials were not like, oh, you need to stay back. If you stay back, I'm gonna give you a better PPA and all of that. Guys, flies in that camp was something else. It was massive. And the sun as well was massive. 7 a.m. sun was always looking like 1 p.m. sun. Like the sun, if you guys saw me then, I was darker in complexion. So guys, let me just fast forward to relocation. So my boss was not like, are you relocating? I told him yes, that I want to relocate. At that point, he was not like, where are you even relocating to? So I told him that I'll be relocating to Delta State. So he was not like, Miracle, are you very sure you want to relocate? If you do not relocate, any PPA at all that you want, I will send you there. I was like, sir, I really want to relocate. I want to relocate. He was like, okay, if you want to relocate, just ensure that you are not relocating to Akwa Ibom. Any other state but not Akwa Ibom. I was like, yes, sir, no problem. Any other state but not Akwa Ibom. So that was when I was like, okay, let me relocate to Delta State. So I relocated to Delta State based on health issues. So when I got to Delta State, okay, this was what actually happened, guys. So we left camp. When we left camp, now that day we were leaving Camp Gogo. Okay, this was what happened. I tried booking my flight from camp, but I couldn't. That was a day before we left camp. I tried booking my flights that day, but I couldn't. So I was not like, okay, let me get an agent who will help me book my flight. At least he'll book my flight directly from Sokoto to Akwa Ibom. So at that point, I did not get a direct flight as well. I didn't get a direct flight from Sokoto to Akwa Ibom. So the agent was not like, he will have to book from Sokoto down to Abuja for me. So I was not like, no problem. So that was, the closing ceremony was actually very quick. Like it did not take up to an hour. We had already closed. If I knew, guys, that the closing ceremony was not going to take that long, I would have booked my flight for that day. Gogo. So as a result of that, because the agent ended up booking my flight for the following day, so camp officials already said they were going to lock everywhere and all of that. So after the closing ceremony, we stepped out. You know us, coming back now, we like working in group. So we stepped out to go look for hotel and where to get food. So when we stepped out, we were able to get food, we got hotel, although we really trekked. We didn't know anywhere. We were not allowed to leave camp. So we trekked. Finally, we saw hotel. So we booked hotel. Myself and one of the ladies I met in camp. So myself and her, we stayed in one hotel. Uche was like, all of us can stay in one hotel. I was like, no, all of us cannot stay in one hotel, please. So we stayed there. So I didn't even know. You know what happened? My returning flight, I didn't know that Uche was returning with me. So when we got to the airport, myself and the lady, we were in the same flight. So when we got to the airport, that was when I met Uche. So when I met Uche, I was super excited. I was like, Uche, like we came together and now we are going together. Then some of the NYSC officials, we met them too at the airport. See, guys, same thing that Max A did. Max A did it again. So that morning, our flight was slated for 10 a.m. again. Guys, do you know that we stayed at the airport 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m.? I stayed at the airport till 4 o'clock. Remember that I booked a connecting flight. So from Abuja, I booked another flight to Akwa Ibom. So I was not like, once I am dropped at the airport, I'll just look for a place, I'll sit down, waiting for my connecting flight at 5 p.m. You understand? So my next flight was at 5 p.m. So this was what happened. Max A repeated same thing. Max A adjusted my flight time without informing me, without even sending me message, without calling me, without emailing me. Max A did this. I have by evidence. Max A did this. Max A, if you see this video, you can come out and debunk it. If you see this video, you can come out and debunk. You guys adjusted my flight time without my consent. I ended up, not just myself and other persons who were boarding that morning, we ended up staying there for 10 o'clock flight. We were already at the airport by 8. We were already at the airport by 8. We stayed there 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 4 o'clock that our flights came. No, you know what really got me so upset? And no apologies from Max A. Max A did not even apologize to us for the time. They did not apologize to us. They just pretended as though nothing happened. Not even an apology from any of the team members. So we left Sokoto Airport around 4 p.m. So as we left Sokoto Airport around 4 p.m., we landed Abuja. It was an hour flight. We landed Abuja around 5 p.m. So before our luggages could come out, it was already past 5. So when I landed Abuja, I just rushed. I picked up my luggage. I rushed to Ibom Air. I was not like my flight. They were like, "You've missed your flight. So what Max A did at the end of the day, I had to add more money so that I could join the next flight the next flight the following day. What really got me so pissed off even up till date is that even for the inconveniences that Max A caused, Max A did not apologize to me. Up till date, Max A has not apologized to me. They have not apologized to me. The extra money I paid, like the hotel I had to take that night, the risk and everything. They haven't even apologized. No message, nothing. They were like, that was the last flight leaving Abuja to Akwa Ibom, so that I need to look for a place and lodge, then I can go in the morning. So at that stage, I saw one of the workers at the airport. Okay, I had to call my school mom. I was like, please, can I pass a night at your place, so next morning I can go for my flight. She was like, she's not in Abuja, that she's not in town. At that stage, I was even stranded. So I met with one of the officials there. He was like, there is a hotel around there. Excuse me, guys, there is hotel around. So we walked around looking for hotel. It was in the process of looking for hotel, because I was popular, I was famous in camp. It was in the process of looking for hotel that I got a call. As I'm talking to you, this was around past 8 p.m. Already. So in the process of looking for a hotel, that was when I got a call. A guy called me and was like, Mimi, where are you? I said, I'm here in Abuja, I'm just looking for a hotel. He said, I can see you. So a vehicle stopped in front of us. He was like, come and join us. I was like, who are you? So when he came out, that was when I saw that he was my tribal guy that we met in camp. So he was not like, I was not like, where are you going to? He said they are in search of hotel to stay. I was not like, okay, personally, I am in search of hotel too. Let me join you guys. Guys, that was how we drove around the whole of Abuja. We couldn't find hotel. So we were only able to get hotel around 1 a.m. At that point, I was very, very tired. Remember that I had been at the airport since 8 a.m. I stayed at the airport 8 a.m., 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3. It was 4 o'clock I boarded, and my connecting flight, which was supposed to leave by 5, had already moved without Max Air even saying anything. That is what is really annoying me. So at that point, we finally got hotel around 1 a.m. So we lodged there. I think we paid 10,000 per night. So we lodged there. Then I booked my flight for the next day to Akwa Ibom was 12 p.m. So later on, the cab man who brought us that night came back to the hotel, took us to the airport, and that was we came back to Akwa Ibom. So one thing about NYSC relocation is this: you need to report at your new PP year within 21 days. So I just came to Akwa Ibom, I picked some stuff, then I headed back to Delta. So at this point, that was my first time going to Delta. So I was like, okay, let me go and book God is good, so I can go to Delta. See, that was not my first time using God is good. I've actually used God is good before to Abuja, and I love the treatment I was given, but this time around, God is good fell my hands. So guys, when I got to God is good that morning, I told them that I was going to Delta State. They were now like, okay, no problem. So God is good did not tell me that the vehicle I'll be joining to Delta State is not going to Delta, that the vehicle is going to Bini. I didn't even know. So I was just there. Okay, we left Akwa Ibom around 2 p.m. So when we left Akwa Ibom around 2 p.m, we were just going on the way, going. So around 9 p.m, my cousin was calling. Are you not in Delta yet? I was like, I am not. So guys, you know what? When it was around 10 p.m, that was when I asked the driver. I was like, I don't understand. Is Delta this far? Are we not in Delta already? The driver was not like, we are in Bini, we are in Bini. Why didn't you tell me you're going to Delta? I was like, I don't understand. How will you even tell me that? I should have told you I'm going to Delta. I came to you guys, telling you guys that I'm going to Delta. Okay, if you guys did not have a vehicle going to Delta, Why did you guys not, not, why did you guys not tell me that, okay, you're joining what is it called, Benin bus, they will drop you in Delta and move ahead to Benin. So at that point we started, the man was like, so what should I do now, what should I do, we're already in Benin. I was not like, okay, no problem, just take me to Benin, I'll go and sleep at your park in Benin. That was how they took me to Benin. Oh, guys, I spent the night at their park in Benin. So when I spent the night at their park in Benin, and I desperately needed to do my documentation in Asaba. So the following morning, this was what actually happened. The following morning, I took a bus back to Asaba. So when I got to AKTC Park in Asaba. So when I got there, fortunately for me, I was not like, okay, let me look for hotel, check in, drop my box, then rush to government house to do my documentation. So fortunately for me, my phone rang. As my phone rang, it was my cousin calling. So I spoke my dialect. As I spoke my dialect, I didn't know that the security man there is my tribal person. So after receiving the call, the man was not like, oh, you're not looking sound, what happened? So I narrated the whole story to the man. The man was not like, okay, so what do you want now? So at that point I told the man that I desperately want to do my documentation. I am just looking for a place to drop my box, then rush for the documentation. At that point, the man was not like, okay, now that there is no problem, that he owns a house around. If I can manage, I was not like, sir, I can manage anywhere as it stands like this. So at that point, he was like, oh, he's on duty, but he's going to call his son to take me to the house. So he called his son, the son took me to the house. I went there, I showered, I refreshened up, I went to government house, I came back, I did my documentation, then I came back. I was very excited. So at that point, remember that I have a cousin in Delta State. So my cousin was able to locate me. After my cousin located me, I followed her to her house. So I stayed there. After like 3 days, I was posted to a college in Mosuga, Delta State. Because it is higher institution, the environment to be very, very friendly. Guys, when I got there, the school is actually very big, a very big school. So I was not assigned that same day because the registrar was not around. So after that, I was rated to Corpus Lodge. I went there. Guys, the state of the building was pathetic. The state of the building was pathetic. So at that point I was not like, wow, what do I do? I saw other core members there. The house was something else. So I was not like, okay, being that other persons are here already, let me just see how I can manage. See, guys, to the glory of God, it was good I did not get an apartment. Some persons came, immediately they saw the state of the structure. They were like, they can't stay. They rushed to get an apartment. So after that, I was given, I was allocated. So when the registrar was like, okay, what did you study? He was asking each and every one of us what we studied. So when I told him what I studied, he was not like, oh, you have to go and teach English. We're even looking for English teacher. So the college has a secondary school and a nursery school. So it was not like, okay, he's taking me to the secondary school. So at this point I was not like, registrar, sir, I was not sent to secondary school. I was sent to the college itself. So I have to work. It was like, the school belongs to the college and all of that. So that is it. We are one and all of that. At that point, I was not like, okay, now there is no problem. So when I got to the college, I met with the principal. The principal was like, I am going to teach JS1 to SS3 literature. I will also teach them English. I will also teach them CRK. At that point, I was not like, I don't understand, sir. I cannot teach JS1 to SS3. I cannot. If I'm teaching, like, I've not even had any teaching experience. He was not like, no, you don't need to have a teaching experience. You need to teach, you need to do this and you need to do that. I was like, no. It is too much for me. How can you say a core member? How can you tell a core member to teach from JS1 to SS3? And it's not even as if I'm teaching one subject. I'm to teach 3 subjects. I am not going to do that. So at that point, they started calling me lazy, saying I am very lazy core member. I am this, I'm that. I didn't even say anything. So after so much back and forth, I told him I was not going to teach. So after that, I accepted I was going to teach literature in English only. was going to teach literature in English, only. So they were not like, okay, I will teach from I will teach J from JS1 to SS1. I was not like, okay, no problem. So after that, I was given notebook to do lesson notes and all of that, lesson note that I've not even done before. So after that, I started teaching. I taught the first week. See guys, unfortunately for me, my period was always 1 p.m. It was always 1 p.m. So because my period was always 1 p.m., like I was always going to school around 12 p.m. So the principal was very upset with me that I need to be coming to school at 7 so that I can join the assembly. I can do that. I was like, sir, I have class at 1. So I will come at around 12. I'm not gonna stay. Like, I'll just come to school doing nothing, just sitting down, nothing at all. It was just like, you have to do that. That is it. I was not like, okay, no problem. So later on, they were now like, okay. At some point, I went to the principal. I was not like, oh, I need textbooks so that I can use them. I can use the textbook to do my lesson notes. The principal was not like, oh, I need to go in search of textbook. I was like, so I don't understand. I don't know anywhere in this Delta State. Like, I'm just coming for the first time. It was like, you need to look for bookshop. Are you not the course teacher and all of that? So at that point, I was like, okay, if textbook is the issue, why not give me the money for data? At least I can use data. I can buy data, then make some research online. So he was not giving me money for data. He was not as well giving me he did not give me textbook as well. So at that point, I was not like, there is no point me going to school, because I'll just go to school, stay and be looking at the students, and they'll be looking at me. There is no point. So he went reporting me to the registrar that I'm not coming to school to teach. So the registrar sent for me. I went to the college. So the registrar was not like, what is happening? I told the registrar that I have not been given textbook, I have not been given money for data. Then how then do I form my lesson note? So that the principal said I should go in search of a textbook, and I've told him that I've never been here before. I don't know anywhere. So the only place I know is from the Corpus Lodge down to school, and from school down to the market, then down to the house. The man was not like, oh, that this is very bad, that why should he say a coming back should go and look for textbook and all of that. So at that point, he queried the headmaster and the principal. He queried the principal, and the principal was very upset with me that why did I have to tell the registrar that. I was like, I was on my own. You reported me to the registrar, so I had to tell the registrar my own part of the story. You understand? So at that point, the registrar was not like, the headmaster should go in search of a textbook and he should give it to me. So after that, the principal started threatening me that he was not going to sign my clearance form and all of that. But he was not even in the right position to sign my clearance form. So because I was not sent to the secondary school, I was sent to the college. So once it's time for clearance, I'll just go to college, sign my clearance form, then I'll go for my thumbprint. After 2 months of being in Mosuga, I had printed out my clearance form. I went to school to stamp and all of that. So when I went for the thumbprint, because at Mosuga, we were not always thumbprinting in Mosuga, so we had to go to Ogara to go and thumbprint. So all the core members in Mosuga will pay transport to Ogara. Ogara was just like the headquarters. You understand? Ogara was like the town. So we go to Ogara. I went to Ogara for thumbprint. When I thumbprinted, my face did not show. My bio data did not pop up, and my LGI was not like, what is happening? Are you sure you're my core member? I was like, yes, LGI, I'm your core member. Like, as a matter of fact, I've thumbprinted here twice. This is going to be my 3rd time. So the man was like, you need to go and reprint your clearance form. So when I went and reprinted my clearance form, guys, I was reposted. So I was reposted to Ugeli, like without complaint, without anything. I didn't lodge any complaint to NYSC. That was how I got reposted to Ugeli. So when I got reposted to Ugeli now, I was not the only one. Eventually 8 of us that were sent to that college, we were reposted. So we fixed a day for us to go and see what Ugeli looks like. So when we got to Ugeli, we saw Nepal light with our 2 eyes for the first time. This is something we never had in Mosuga. Hey God. We never had light. Like, we were told that since the community was created as at then 8 years ago, that they've never had light before. So going to Ugeli is a town in Delta State. So these are towns in Delta State. If you go to Delta, Asaba is the capital city. Asaba is town, Warri is town, Ugeli is town, Ogara is town. So these are places that are town. So guys, when we got there, we saw NEPA lights. I was very excited and all of that. I was sent to College of Health, Ofoma, in Delta State. So when I got there, we met with the head, with the in charge. So when we got there, the woman was like, she does not need core members any longer. The corpus lodge in the school is already filled up. If we can get apartments outside of the school, she can manage us and all of that. So at that point, I was not like, see, my fellow core members were like, okay, let us just see how we can fix ourselves, being that there is light here. At that point, I was like, see, I am not going to stay here out of sympathy. I don't want anybody trying to accommodate me out of sympathy. I need a place that I will function, I'll be valued. So at that point, we got back. They rejected us. So when they rejected us, we went back to LGI. So LGI was not like, what did you study? I told LGI that I studied journalism. LGI was not like, okay, I have a good PPA for you. There is a radio and TV station here in Ugeli. Can you just go and check if they need a core member? So I took bike immediately to the radio and TV station. So when I got there, I was like, I am sent by the LGI to ask if you guys need core member. They were like, yes, they need core member. What did I study? So when I told them I studied journalism, they were like, oh, that is perfect, they need core members. So that was it. I was posted to the media house. So when I was posted to the media house, guys, that first day, the manager was not on seat to accept my letter. So I went back to the hotel room where myself and other core members were staying. So at this point, because these core members were rejected by that college, LGI was like, she has no choice than to fix them in other schools around. So when they went to the school that they were fixed around, they were like, they don't need the school, they rather go back to Mosuga. So that was how all of them went back to Mosuga, and I was the only one who stayed in Ugeli. Like, at some point, I would just sit down, I'll be like, God, maybe this relocation was just meant for me. You understand? Because I was the only one retained in Ugeli. So at that point, after I stayed in the hotel, I lodged in the hotel for three days. After lodging, that was when I remembered, guys, remember Uche, the guy I met at the airport, at Abuja airport? That was when I remembered that Uche is from Delta State. So I put a call across to Uche. I was not like, Uche, see, I am stranded, oh, I am in your town, I am stranded. Uche was like, you are in Delta State? I say, yes, I relocated to Delta. At that point, Uche had relocated to Bini. Uche had relocated to Benin. So Uche was not like, where are you? Where exactly in Delta are you? I told Uche that I am in Ugeli. Uche was like, wow, babe, that is my city, go. I was like, are you serious? It was like, just go to my house and stay. Feel free. Guys, that was why I told you guys in the earlier part of this video that Uche was the angel I never knew. So Uche was now like, he sent a phone number to me telling me to call his neighbor, that his neighbor will give me the key to his apartment. So as at then, Uche lived in one bedroom apartment. So when I got there, he had generator, everything was in place. I stayed there for some time until I was able to get my apartment, until I was able to get an apartment in Delta State. So guys, let me just fast forward the whole issue, the whole story. So I started work. I was sent to News and Current Affairs department in the media house. As I was sent there, my boss as at then was a lady. So everything was going fine and all of that. Not until she said I have to be working Saturdays and Sundays. So at that point, I was like, no, man, I am a core member. I cannot afford to be working Saturdays and Sundays. At that point, that was when her attitude changed towards me. I was not comfortable. I was just like, ma, I'm a core member. You can fix me from Monday to Friday. You can fix me from Monday to Friday, but you need to give me one day off for my CDAs and clearance. So at that point, she was not like, no, this. I need to live by our own rules and principles and all of that. So her attitude changed. She was not kind to me any longer. At that point, I went to the general manager. I was like, sir, please, can I kindly change department? As at then, I had already spent 2 months. I spent 2 months already in the news and current affairs department of the establishment. So at that point, I was not like, okay, the managers at then was like, okay, which department do you want to go to? I was like, any department. It was like, just go and resume in any department of your choice. Guys, that was how I went and resumed in production department, and I leveraged on that. I was able to learn video editing, and you know that video editing is one of the in-demand skills, if you know. Yeah, so I learned video editing. I started editing. Before you know it, people in the news and current affairs department, my colleagues as at then, were no longer talking to me. I don't know if madam was the one telling them not to talk to me. They were not talking to me. They were not answering my greetings. Madam was not answering my greetings and all of that. So guys, let's fast forward to my 1 month before my final clearance. So 1 month before my final clearance, there were some power tussles in the place and all of that. Madam had to resign. So when madam resigned, almost every other person in the news and current affairs department as well resigned. So it was just me and one lady left. The lady was actually new as at then. So that was when they were looking for reporters, looking for people who will go out cover news for them. So being that I had been in the department before, so I was now called upon. I was like, oh, this lady should be in the office doing some office jobs while you go out, you be our reporter, go out and do other things. So that was how I started. I was going out the more, like as I did, I was the only reporter going out. So that was it until other people were employed. So let's fast forward to when I was done with my clearance. So when I was done, I went for my final clearance. It was stamped and all of that. So the head of HR was on like, are you leaving? I said, yes, I'm leaving. She was like, why do you want to leave now? I said, I am leaving because I don't have a job. She was like, but you already have a job. What you're doing is your job. So are you still living? I was not like, okay, like, ma, do you mean you want to employ me? Say, yes, we are retaining you. That was how I got retained. So I worked with them after my NYSC, post NYSC. I worked with them 2022. I worked with them 2023, 2024. I was now like, wow, it is time for me to go and level up. It is time for me to go and build my future. It is time for me to go and do 1 or 2 things for myself. So I was not like, oh, I thank you so much for the privilege you've given to me. I thank you so much for giving me the platform. So I resigned, guys. So before I resigned, I actually got 3 awards. I was honored with 3 awards in one day. I was honored as the most best dressed staff, the most hardworking staff, and the most, guess what? Guess that. If you have it in the comments, I have a recharge card for you. Let me know the 3rd award I got in the comments. I have something for you. So that was just it. That was how I came back. I resigned. I came back for my postgraduate program to have my 2nd degree, still in mass communication. So guys, that was my experience. I know that like this experience is actually longer than this. I tried my best to ensure that everything is compressed. I ensure that I have compressed everything, so that the video will not be too long. But you know what, Max Air, you guys owe me an apology. Seriously, you guys owe me an apology. It did not happen once, it happened twice, and I used your flight in the span of 2 months. I patronized you guys when I was going from Abuja to Sokoto. I patronized you guys on my way coming back from Sokoto to Abuja. I patronized you guys now. And you know what, all the flights I booked were emergency flights, you understand? So it's not even as if I booked ahead. So you know how expensive that kind of flight can be. So Max A, you guys owe me an apology. An apology for adjusting my flight time without messaging me, without calls, without email, without anything. It was like I was so disappointed. As it stands now, if I'm traveling again, I don't even think I want to use Max A. But guys, this is not me telling you not to use Max A. Go ahead and use Max A if you want to. But for me, it's a no-no for me. Remember, my experience might not be your experience. Your experience might not be my own experience. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching up to this point. So to my PCM, I am wishing you good luck. I am wishing you good PPAs. I'm wishing you safe journey. Guys, did I mention this? I lost 2 of my classmates in the process. This was what happened. This was what happened. God, guys, you guys will not even understand what happened. Immediately I landed Abuja. I was scrolling through my phone. 2 of my classmates who were heading, I think they were heading to Kaduna or so. They had a terrible accident. We lost them. Like, when I say terrible accident, they had a terrible accident, and we could only recognize them by the uniform of our late course rep's father. That was the uniform we used in recognizing them. And one thing about NYSC is this: in case a course member loses his or her life, NYSC will compensate the family with ~1,000,000 naira. But what is ~1,000,000 naira compared to the stress one went through in school? It was a very trying moment for us. It was a trying moment for us, mostly their classmates. We lost both of them, and may their soul rest in peace. May their soul rest in peace. Like, this is me appealing. If there is any how NYSC can do it, people should serve in their geopolitical zone. Like, sending people's children to a far distance like that is not really called for. It's uncalled for. So please, if there is any how you guys can adjust that, because I know the stress I went through. In 48 hours. Like, the stress was massive. The stress, coupled with what Max Air did to me. The stress was massive. I had body pains. I had headache. I went through a whole lot. That was why I said that my NYSC experience was a sweet, bitter one. You might have a better experience. Fine. You might have something worse than what I had. Fine. But because of the flight I took flight here and there. Guys, I don't really think I was able to save. I was not able to save. But I so much thank God that I had the best PPA. I had a PPA that gave me the platform for me to showcase myself, showcase my skill, showcase everything, to tell the world that yes, I believe in myself. Thank you so much. Thank you NYSC. In the process, I met people who became family. Did I mention that I met people I'm still communicating with today, I met friends who are family members today. Most especially someone like Uche. Uche did for me what I don't think I would have done that for Uche, because as at then I was a stranger to Uche. So after that, I told you guys Uche relocated to Bini. Later on, Bini is in Edo State. Later on, Uche still came back to Ugeli, Delta State, to visit me. And I don't know. Uche, if you see this video, this is me telling you thank you. I don't know how to thank you enough. This is me telling you thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate. See you guys in my next video, and bye for now. This is my longest video so far. I love you guys now and always. See you guys in my next video. I'll be dropping another video very soon, so please do well to go and watch it.